Hey, what's up, folks? It's your boy DJ81 on that channel Skins for Life, bringing to you some NBA 2K17, which I've had since Friday. The early release pre-order. I think you can kind of still get it, but regardless, I've been enjoying the gameplay, and this. I feel like I'm gonna be more involved with this year's edition of 2K than I was last year's. Um, if you remember on my channel, I did a series, a MyLeague series, in which I'm within one of the that exact game mode, MyLeague, in which I think it did like 20 something videos and actually got through a whole season. 2K16 wasn't like that. And I think I also did a series on coaching, scouting, and training, which was, I think, the centerpiece of any franchise mode now is to have those options in all your franchise mode features. So with that, here's an interesting little tidbit that's in the coaching aspect of it. Uh, I'm here at the coach gameplay screen, and I'm here building my rotational minutes. Now, you can build your rotation out here, or, and this is the way you've been doing it in live. That game's dead. 2K17. You can build your lineup this way, or they have a new detailed option called rotation timeline. If you hit the options, now it's funny because most people will have the ticker up, so they won't see the option to be able to do it. But if you hit L3, just click it and you can see what your buttons can do in this. If you hit the options button, which used to be the start button last generation, you go to this screen right here. Now this is a very involved process, so I'm not gonna sit here. It's funny. Originally I was gonna sit here and actually go through and build a whole new timeline. I'm not gonna do that. I made an audible and decided that it wasn't needed. I think just by explaining what is going on, you can pretty much get a feel for how you do one of these things. Now, just to get the one thing out the way, the one thing that may confuse people right out the back is the minutes up top. They go from left to right, 1 to 12. Now you have to think about it. You're gonna have to reverse these numbers because you gotta think 1 is the start of the game, 2, 3, 4, 5, and when 12 minutes is up, that means the quarter ended. So you have to think of it in those terms. This is a timeline from left to right. So as you see here, I was able to do what they call, right now I'm in cell edit mode. What actually can help you out is if you switch to what they call column edit, in which you click R3 and you can pretty much do a global drag of these lines here to get to a certain point. Now I did that, and what you're going to be doing is clicking back in between cell edit mode and column edit mode. That's going to be something that I think initially you'll do, in certain spots you'll do, but when I built this timeline here, I really only just used it once. I didn't have to use it again afterwards. So again, R3, you can click back and forth between the two. Tell you, it's a lifesaver. But for me was only necessary at the initial part. Now, here's a little thing that I started to have trouble initially, and that was seeing players be put into positions where they did not fit. It's okay. You haven't completed your timeline. What's going to happen is that it's going to I don't know if it's going to pick based on that player's position. Now, if a player has two positions, they'll probably pick one or the other. But remember, you can go ahead and build your timeline. And what I did was I built my timeline based on Wall and Beal. And you can do one at a time. You can do it, you know, like I said earlier, you can switch to the column edit mode, and you can do it like the starting 5 all at a time, and by the time you're done, you can go through individual players. By the time you're done, everything will figure itself out. What also helps is what pops up. I can't see. With live video, you can't really point to a screen. It's not like I'm shooting this off screen. Down below, you know, look where the Washington Wizards logo is right now, bottom left. You see those diamonds that appear in the little gray row, and those are event markers. So those will let you know when a substitution will occur. As you see, as the game goes on, more events pop up of when those subs will happen. Another thing that will pop up will be it'll let you know if you have too many minutes, or if you have too many if you have too many minutes, and that is the row, the black row above the top, the grade row. So if I hit square to erase this, it'll give me -1. Now I can undo that by hitting L1. I got my minute back. So it's nice that they treat this like an Excel spreadsheet. That's basically what it is, an Excel spreadsheet based timeline. So if that explanation actually helps, then there you go, Excel spreadsheet. So they'll tell you if you have too many minutes or if you have too few minutes. You'll have other warnings like, oh, you don't have 5 players on the court at this time, and you'll see how this jigsaw puzzle actually comes together. Back to the point I was making about players not being in the proper positions. When I was building this rotation timeline, what I started to see was that Nicholson would go to center, which didn't make any sense. And you know, I got Mahimi, but as I built everybody else's, the positions cleared up and eventually worked out. So if you're seeing that, don't get frustrated and don't start all over. Continue to build, and this will all clear out. This will all work out. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, some people are not gonna get this the first time. They're not gonna get this the second time. I had to clear this out a few times just to understand what I did wrong and what to look out for when I did it a second time, a third time, a fourth time, just to see that, okay, I can do this. I can put this player here. And what will happen on the column, on the far right, the minutes column, far right, you'll see the number of minutes that each player will have. And I was able to get certain people to where I need them to be based on that. Like I got Wall and Beal 35 minutes. Porter 31, Morris 30, Gortat 25, Trey Burke 26, Nicholson 18, Oubre 17, Mahimi 15. I can actually pronounce his name now. It took a while. And Jason Smith at 8, with leaving these three, for garbage time or deep sub at some point. So now this rotational timeline is set to if you want to keep your subs at auto based on rotation. Of course, if you have manual subs, this is null and void. So I definitely would recommend using this, as I've been doing manual subs in my 2K games. When I was playing live, since I made that mistake earlier and spoke its name, I would manually sub in live because, well, specifically in live, their subbing methods sucked. It didn't make any sense to me. They always, like, Gortat is never a power forward. They would sub him in at power forward. The rhyme and reason of live substitution pattern just didn't make sense. So I always did manual just to avoid that hassle. 2K's substitution pattern always made sense to me, but this right here will make even more sense. So here's the question. Do you guys want me to do a video? And I don't get many views, so I'm probably not going to get that many requests or whatnot, but I felt like this part had to be explained a little bit. Hopefully I explained it with some clarity for those that want to do this while they're doing their MyLeague. Oh, and it's not available in the Play Now. Trust me, I looked. I was hoping it was there, but it wasn't there. So if you guys want me to actually do a video where I'm just building my timeline, let me know in the comments section. You can hit me up on Twitter. It's DJ81. Just let me know. Originally that's what I was gonna do, but I figure I'd do this first, then build the timeline. So yeah, this is definitely useful, especially since you have to gameplay wise, there's more that you have to figure out. You have a lot of options that were under ACE that weren't available to the user to manually change last year, are here to change this year. And just getting used to the rhythm and flow, or rhyme and reason of their I don't even know what to call it, the presentation of the coaching elements in this game, the on-the-fly play calling, on-the-fly strategy changing, just getting used to all that. So when I'm playing MyLeague, this will actually be good to do. I know I'm you know what? It's funny. I trying to remember the point I was making before I went into that little explanation, but I can't seem to remember it. Damn it, I hate, sometimes that's the pitfall of doing live commentary, is that you start on a point and you went to something else and then you can't remember to go back to it. So, but at the same time, I'd rather do this live. I feel more comfortable doing live commentaries anyway, as I'm moving all this around. But alright, so, but again, if you want me to actually do a video where I am building the rotation through this timeline, let me know in the comments section. I will be happy to oblige the few of you who probably will watch this video, and let's just go from there. Alright, we're out of here. Again, it's your boy DJ81. You can hit me up on Twitter, on that channel, Skins for Life. Out. And oh, by the way, Kirk Cousins You're killing me, man. You're killing me. Either move your feet, run, throw to your receiver, not the other team's defenders, or sit down and let Colt McCoy do what you aren't doing right now. Getting paid $20 million to throw interceptions. This is crazy. All right, I'm out of here. Peace.